Hey, so I'm a little depressed because I just found out that I can't sell my soul to the devil because apparently your soul has to meet a certain level of happiness or positive energy that apparently I don't meet the quota of. So there's that. Otherwise, everything's the same, so whatever, I guess. But that's still a bummer. I never knew that was a thing. Anyway, since I can't do that, I guess I actually have to keep going through with this. So I'm gonna keep answering these debate questions. That's what they're called. First one is for O'Rourke. Oh, why do I keep saying it like that? O'Rourke. I know what it is. I don't know why I keep saying it weird. Anyway, you lost an election for the Senate and then decided to run for president. How does that make any sense? Well, it doesn't. Why does it have to make sense? Go for broke, right? If I won the one, go for the other. No one said it had to make sense. I'm doing it. Whether it makes sense or not is completely irrelevant to the situation. That was a waste of a question. It's for Pete. Um, you're the mayor of a small city in Indiana, which has a population of 102,000, and is in the midst of a controversy over race and police shootings. Shouldn't that be the focus of your time and attention right now rather than this long shot bid to be the youngest and one of the least experienced presidents in American history? Yeah, but I'd do anything to get over Indiana, I'm going to be honest with you, so why not try this? For next question is for Warren. You were the first major presidential candidate to come out in favor of impeaching President Donald Trump. Why do you think it is the majority of Democratic presidential candidates still, even now, refuse to publicly call for an impeachment inquiry? I guess from her perspective, because they're too afraid to, or maybe she knew she had to in order to get to get other people's attention. I'm not sure which it is, because both could be possible, and I don't know which way to go. But I'm pretty sure she only did it solely for the reason of being liked by the people who wanted him out. That's what it seems like. Because it doesn't really seem like it was for any personal reason, more than it was for a public reason. Let's see, this one is for, well, it was for all of them. As of right now, and assuming Bill Weld doesn't pull off a political miracle, the Republican presidential candidate in 2020 will be Donald Trump. Do you buy the argument expressed by some in your party that an impeachment of Trump in the House of Representatives, followed by a failure to convict in the Republican controlled Senate, would leave Trump in a stronger position against you next November? I don't think it would leave him in a stronger position. It would definitely leave him in a more, what would you call it? Enthusiastic? But at this point, he got away with it. I mean, regardless of whether he did it or not, it's irrelevant. He got away with it. So, I don't know if he'd be stronger, because the people that already didn't trust him still don't trust him. I mean, the people who did still do. So it didn't change anyone's perspective. Oh, well, I just realized I didn't pause that, which I don't even know how I missed, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily change the situation. It puts him in a better position mentally for whatever that's worth, but him finding a shiny nickel in the ground could change him, could make him feel better about himself, so, whatever. Let's see. Oh, Senator Christian. Oh, is that how you say your name? Gillibrand. I said President Bill Clinton should have resigned because of his treatment of women. Do you agree Clinton should have stepped down as president due to his Me Too problem? I think he should have stepped down for, well, I'm not going to say I think he should have stepped down for a couple of reasons, because I wasn't paying attention to politics back then. Well, I'm barely paying attention to it now, but I paid even less attention to it then. And by that I mean I didn't pay any attention to it. But I mean, I don't know what the exact problem with it was. I mean, I know what happened, but I don't know the specifics behind it. But it seems like you talked an intern into, I could. I'm not monetized or anything on this, but I shouldn't. You talked an intern into performing activities with you, like in the Oval Office. Technically, which presumably broke like a bunch of rules, I'm assuming. So yes, he should have stepped down. I mean, that's just what that is. The fact that he didn't, well, that was just a gut decision he made, and it, I really can't complain about that. Let's see. Okay, because none of these are set up correctly either, so I'm just gonna move over this one. Alright, the next one is, can lawmakers enact legislation for any purpose in the public interest, or are they limited to those functions for which they've been delegated specific powers? I'm not sure what this is supposed to mean, because it sounds like that's exactly what it's for, right? If lawmakers were set up in order to deal with certain issues, then they should deal with those issues. I mean, if you have something that you want to address outside of your area, then you should at the least take it to someone else who works in that area, right? I feel like that should be the situation, but maybe I just don't know what it is that they're talking about, which is almost like 99% possible. What's next? Can you name some areas where government could probably do some good, but where it has no delegated power to act? I mean, there are plenty of places where it could do good. It has no power to act. I mean, technically, I would say in affairs, including oh my god, I know what this is. General affairs between us and the neighboring countries. Again, like both Canada and Mexico, but mainly Mexico, because since everyone wants to complain about Mexico so much, why don't you just try helping Mexico? And I don't know, maybe it would get better. But, what do I know? If you can't name any such areas, is it still accurate to say Americans have a government of limited powers? Does this matter? Oh, well, that's probably true. And it probably does matter, seeing how we want to act like that everything is so great and so easy to change and so easy to deal with, but in reality it's not. And we all know that it's not, but they just like keep lying, making it seem like it's not that big of a deal. Let's see, next one. Can you name any departments or programs not specifically authorized in the states or the nation's founding documents? I can't. I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. Nope, not a one. Can you name a current tax that you would repeal? Can I name a tax? No. But there are definitely taxes that I think should be repealed simply because the taxes themselves are just excuses to have taxes. It's like, if you, I don't understand like the taxes of behind owning a car, especially, well, no, just owning a car in general. I don't really understand how that tax works. I mean, I understand like if you have a home, well, not, I partially understand owning a home and paying a tax on that, but like even in like the grand scheme, I still don't really get it. But I feel like just because I don't know finance either. But there are definitely taxes that should just be removed in general. Let's see. Are residents of our state free to engage in any business they choose? Well, I don't want to say any business they choose, because there are a lot of random things that could come up with. I feel like there should be a list of things that shouldn't be allowed to happen in any business, and have that be the ruler on how businesses are started. Is operating any local business for profit a privilege for which a citizen should apply for a permit? Should apply for a permit, paying a fee or tax? Oh, yeah. Well, so yes, because there are certain things that you should have a permit for when it comes to owning a business, because that's like the type of stuff. That's like the type of stuff you deal with food, alcohol, heavy machinery, and stuff like that, which I understand. And because you also have to do it in just regards to owning a business, because you can't just open up a storefront, because that's how you scam people, which what happens. So yeah, I mean that is how it works. Now, and I also understand that the situation, people take advantage of that, which is also screwed up. But the very basics of it is correct. I mean, technically speaking, it's correct in the action of doing that much. So yeah. Would you favor any changes in this regard? Like I said, I agree with the overall idea. I don't know what any of the actual statutes for stuff like that looks like, and some of it maybe should change, but at the same time, it doesn't seem to be too big of a problem yet, so it's clearly not like that high. Well, it's not on my list at all, because no one else has brought it up. Like, these are just debate questions that people are asked in general. But it's definitely something somebody should look at, I guess. Hello. Oh, one more. Do residents of this state, whichever state this is in, I don't really know, have a right to buy and keep machine guns? Why or why not? Why do you need machine guns? No, that's one thing. You know what? There should be two gun licenses. There should be the gun license for, I guess, small arms, and the second one for large, heavy. I don't know what the exact classifications of weaponry is. One should be one that anyone can get under the rules of the Second Amendment. Mean you still have to fill out all the paperwork in order, register that you have this, but that one should be easy, and that one will limit you to a certain number, and a certain class of gun. The secondary license is the one that you would use to buy heavy armaments. I think that's what it's called, heavy armaments. And that one would be under much stricter guidelines. I actually really like that idea. I am actually quite proud of myself that I thought of that. I mean, I don't know if someone else has also thought of it, but I didn't steal their idea. I just also had the same idea. So, yeah. And that's the last one. So I'm gonna leave. I'm definitely gonna work on this selling my soul thing. I'm not gonna just let it go at that. My soul doesn't meet the required happiness. My soul's happy. It's happy. See ya.